conversation's elevated when you're smoking one with me. And we can talk about anything that you please. Better believe me, this is the highest place to be. Come and smoke with me. The conversation is made greater when we smoking on this weed. And we can rap about all of the things that we done seen. Blessings and lessons and only good energy. Come and smoke with me.
Guys, I'm a doctor. I am a doctor. My dissertation is not available online for privacy reasons. I did it a long time ago. But I am a doctor. And, I don't have nothing to prove to y'all. I don't have anything to prove to you guys. But I want to shout out Cheyenne Bryant because I didn't know you didn't need a licensure in order to see clients. So my portal will be launching soon where I will be able to have sessions with my clients, for life coaching and, different empowerment tips, for a nominal fee. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. You don't want to miss these details. We also going to talk about Tim Horton. What's going down at Tim Hortons. I didn't know the coffee was like that. It's got them acting up down there. We gonna have to discuss it because there's a narrative that I'm seeing online that is a little bit confusing to me when I watched the video of how it went down. We're gonna talk about that. And also I want to pass some information along, some recommendations, some warnings to my community. I don't want to get into it just yet, but I really want y'all to stick around because I really want y'all to hear this. I promise you I do. You know what? I can't wait to get to it. Let's go ahead and get it started. So look, if anyone is not aware, if you're not on social media, you might not be aware because I'm not sure what state this happened in, but actually, let me see what state this happened in. This happened in Houston. Oh my God, this was in Houston. This was in the home state. Damn it. Well, and it's Tim Hortons in Houston. A lady went in to complain about her coffee, and she ended up getting beat to death by one of the employees. Now, as a headline, that's fucked up. When I read that headline, I was like, oh shit. Like, whoa, what are we doing? Come on now. It couldn't have been that deep. It couldn't have been. But then I watched the video. And this is post-game. This is in the locker room post-game review, right? In the video, the lady walks in and you just see hand in face. You know what I'm saying? Hand is up in the air. I'm sorry. Hand is up in the air, with the gun. The gun gesture, hand in the air going back and forth. You already know what type of time that is. The video doesn't have any sound. And so you can see the employee, they talking with their hands. They doing like the hands in the up and down motion, like calm down. But her hand is still in that gun pose. Like, I'm not saying she's threatening a gun, but it just in that pose, you point. So at this point, somebody walks up to her that I'm just going to refer to as manager. And manager is also like, calm down. She's talking with her hands. She gesturing to calm down. And then I don't know what the older lady said, but right after that, the manager pointed to the door and was like, get out. Now that part you could tell because she must have screamed because her mouth went real wide. Now at this point, it's becoming apparent to me that the manager is one of them. She's one of them. When I say one of them, I mean, see about that action. You could tell she one of them. So at this point, when she tell the lady to get out, the older lady starts to walk around behind the counter. What you mean? For a while, what you were feeling like? Why? So when she started to walk around the counter, because she's still arguing with the initial girl, The manager stepped in between them. At this point, the older lady pushed the manager. She made contact. First contact has been made by the older lady. So she pushed the manager back. The manager, she stepped back, and then she stepped back forward. At this point, her fists are balled up. She still don't touch the lady, but her fists are balled up. Danger, danger, abort, abort at this point. But the older lady, she was feeling like something. So she either muffed or punched the manager in the face. I couldn't see if her hands was balled up or if they was open hand. I don't know. You pushed her, you got away with that one. She let you slide. You punched her, or you slapped her, or you muffed her. Any contact to the face, now we gotta fight. Now we have to fight. Not only you got one off, but you got a second one to the anything above the neck, we gotta fight. And I'm not even a fighter. I'm not even a fighter, but I will fight if needed. I don't think you even have to be a fighter for that to be a situation where, like, do I pick A or B? Fight or fight? Like, this is only two options, right? And I don't condone violence. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna just be real. Like, come on. You have to have the patience of a saint to allow somebody to do that to you and not react. But that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that's just honestly what it is. So, me seeing this narrative, after watching that video, seeing how it went down like that. Oh, after she punched the manager in the face, the manager just wailed on her. Like, at that point, for her, all bets were off, and just she got her. And then the lady just sat there, and that's where the video cut. And I was glad because I didn't want to see that lady die. I didn't want to see that. And this is what I'll say: it's a tragedy, 100%, 100%. But at the same time, I can't really say she was a victim. She was the clear aggressor in the situation. You can't turn around and claim victim. She invited that ass whooping. And I'm not even trying to make light of her death, because I know that lady has family, and it's got to be hard for them. But at the same time, you have to call it for what it is. This lady, she wasn't just randomly attacked. She went in there and she attacked first. And I was thinking for the lady, are they going the restaurant worker, are they going to try to press manslaughter charges? Because I don't think she meant to kill her, and I don't know if she passed away on the spot or passed away later at the scene or days later. I don't know. But I thought to myself, well, nah, because this lady made contact with her twice. She was trying to come behind the counter. That's self-defense. And so I don't think it's fair that the restaurant worker is being demonized, not only in the headlines, but in a lot of the comments that I'm seeing that I guess didn't watch the video. Thankfully, a lot of people have seen the video and it's like, nah, hold on, that's not the narrative. But I don't think it's fair to the restaurant worker that that's the narrative that's happening. Which, if somebody's making physical contact with you, you have the right to defend yourself. The push, she restrained herself. The punch, the slap, the whatever to the face, she defended herself. I think it's just that simple, you know? It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation all around. But I think, let this be a lesson to us all. Stop being so quick to fight. First of all, you get more, you get more flies with honey than vinegar. That's first of all. Like, my ex would sometimes be so nasty to people for no reason. And I shouldn't say nasty, just kind of stank. Just to be honest with you. I'm sorry, let's keep it real. And I would just be like, why you do that? First of all, they're making our food. A. Or B, you just not going to that's not gonna put you in a position to get the hookup. You know what I mean? Like, you know, well, you're just nice to people that take care of you. You know what I mean? But it's just not even just for selfish reasons. It's just, I don't know. That's just the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But not only that, like I said, I'll fight, but I'm selective about when I'll fight. I'm strategic about it because niggas is crazy these days. Everybody got weapons. Everybody carrying something, and you never know what somebody carrying. And B, I just feel like the overwhelming majority of what I see fights over, that shit ain't worth the fight. You have to be fighting to fight. Running all kind of risks, legal, physical, death. And that's the reality of it. Like, whatever was wrong with her coffee, was it worth going in there, causing that scene, and then ultimately paying for it with your life? It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. We got to learn some emotional regulation as a society for real. Stop reacting so viscerally to stuff that's really not that deep. Now, you never know what she was going through in her personal life. That's valid. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's what you don't take that out on somebody else. At the end of the day, we still in Mental Health Awareness Month. Therapy is everybody's best friend. I stand by that. I will stand by that. But yeah, prayers, genuine prayers to the family of the woman whose life was lost. And y'all just be gentle on them, but also think about the fact that I'm sure this restaurant worker was traumatized because this restaurant worker was put into a position that they didn't ask to be put into. And so you have to also keep them in mind as well and send prayers up for them and their families too, because I'm sure they probably getting a lot of hate from, I'm sure a lot of people who haven't actually researched the facts. So yeah, just pray for everybody, and everybody stop being so reactive. Just calm down, smoke some weed, and I promise you, you will feel better. That I can guarantee you. Let's move on. All right, for this puff and pass, I'm going to just pass a suggestion on. And I hate to say this, but I see it coming, and I have valid reason to see it coming. So actually, I take that back. I don't hate to say it because I'm not wrong, and there's evidence. So Keke Palmer has a new movie coming out called I Love Boosters. And for the promo of this movie, hold on, let me see for anybody who doesn't know who a booster is. A booster is a person who steals something and sells it. That's a booster. For anybody who didn't know. So she got a movie coming out called I Love Boosters. Obviously, this is the premise. It has something to do with boosting. And for promo for this movie, they released, not released, at the premiere, one of the premieres, they gave out not a keepsake, a souvenir, keychains. And the keychain is one of those sensors that stores put on clothes that when you go to the register, they have to use the magnet to take it off. It gave those out, and it says a little I Love Boosters movie logo on it or whatever. And somebody on Threads posted a picture of theirs. And as soon as I saw it, I already knew shenanigans was afoot. Go down to the comments. You got mad people talking about, oh, I'm finna go to the mall, but I'ma just show them my keys. You idiot. Idiot for a couple different reasons. So listen, I don't know why y'all think y'all be cooking some shit up that is just foolproof master plan. And I was like, okay, yeah, they joking, but some people sounded really dead ass. Like they really was about to go and do this. Listen, don't do this. Don't do this. Let me tell you why. When you beep, your beep is not a surprise to the loss prevention person that's been dipping through them racks watching you the entire time. It is not going to be a distraction to them. That's number one. Number two, if you beep and you walking out of there with 6 full bags, they're gonna search. They're gonna go through. Like, it doesn't matter about your keychain. Number three, they gonna wonder, well, why would you beep going out, but you ain't beep coming in? Because you know those things aren't fucking activated. Y'all ain't thought through shit. Y'all just ready to go up there and try to steal. Don't do this, please. I don't want to see. And then on top of that, let's say I'm wrong. Let's say they are activated. You have posted your grand plan on social media for all to see. They're aware. When you show that tab, they're gonna say, "Let me see that. Is that one of them I love boosters?" Yeah, yeah, sir. Like, come on, y'all ain't thought this through at all. Don't do this. Don't do this, please. I beg of you, do not do this. Go to one of the old school boosters. Get it the old-fashioned way. Someone who has a tried and true method. All right. Don't risk it. Shout out to the boosters. They always got it. They always got it. They can get it. Stick. Don't go chasing felonies. Stick to the misdemeanors and the probations that you're used to. Do not go chasing this new trend of boosting. It's just gonna get you locked up. Okay? All right. All right. Everybody's talking about it. We might as well talk about it. Cheyenne Bryant. The, at this point, infamous Cheyenne Bryant. Listen, everybody's outraged because she basically ran her mouth too much and exposed herself that she really don't have no credentials to be running around here talking about she a doctor. Now, everybody's like grasping and, not grasping, gasping and shocked and all this. And I'm not really seeing what the big deal is, only for the simple fact, y'all actually thought that lady was a doctor? Y'all genuinely believed she was a doctor at any point? Seriously? That's what I'm shocked about. I was surprised anybody was asking her about some credentials. I never thought this lady was an actual doctor. And I don't know if it's maybe the way I was introduced to her. The way I was introduced to her was through Basketball Wives. She was on Basketball Wives. That's the first time I ever heard of who she was. And looking at the way she showed her ass on Basketball Wives, I was not at all surprised that she wasn't an actual doctor, because I never believed she was. And I'm sorry, doctors aren't like just one way. Yes, but doctors, they just don't act like that. That's all I could really say. It's hard to explain, but if you saw her on Basketball Wives, you know what I'm saying. If you didn't, look it up on YouTube, watch it, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And so, since she's been such a hot topic and people being shocked by this, Touré, the legendary interviewer. To me, Touré is legendary because he's interviewed, like, I remember him back from the MTV days, and to me, it's just like he interviewed everybody, all the stars, all the icons. So to me, that's kind of legendary. But anyway, maybe I'm putting too much sauce on it. But anyway, he put out a video on YouTube just kind of dragging Cheyenne Bryant. He shat on her really bad, and it was funny, in my personal opinion, because Touré is, who knew he was this entertaining as a personality? He's hilarious. I suggest watching some of his videos. His I Hate Drake video, I'm sorry. No matter how you feel about Drake, whether you love him or hate him, that video is hilarious. But anyway, he posted a video going in on Cheyenne Bryant, and he referenced a show that they used to work on, a virtual show. And internet being the internet, somebody produced a clip. And let's just take a look at this doctor at work.
If gentle parenting creates gentle children, sign me up. I definitely want to create more gentle adults, especially men. Hold on, everybody, especially men.
You are
My
a
God, are you kidding?
very, very.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. That's what. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. That's what we need in the world is more gentle men who understand.
You're very gentle, and it comes at an angle that doesn't always work for people.
Let's just stop. Let's just stop and go back because I'm wrapping the show and you're interrupting me.
First of all,
this is what we spent a whole meeting on this.
First of all, Teray,
why don't you let me wrap the show? I'm ending the show. What is the point of interrupting me? We're getting out of here. Like, what is the point? What is the point? It says go to host wrap up.
When you're talking to me, lower your fucking voice when you're talking to me because you're acting very, very gentle, very soft, and very feminine. And this is the problem. Teray, you talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to me like that. I am not your wife. You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your wife, gentle. I'm not your wife, softy. Don't talk to me like that. You talk to your wife like that, not me. Teray, talk to your wife like.
So yeah, doctor of psychology. Y'all really thought what? Come on, don't kid yourselves. Don't kid yourselves. And my thing is this: when you listen, if you caught it, as soon as before Teray snapped, and he definitely snapped there. Well, I felt this frustration. I'm not gonna lie to you, but before he even got to that point, if you heard her, she was talking about, yeah, you are very gentle. You are very gentle. You know what I'm saying? Like clearly in a derogatory way, trying to emasculate her. You know what I mean? And then she goes on to say, you acted very soft and very feminine, homophobic coded language. But is anybody surprised of that coming from Cheyenne Bryant? It's probably why she still got the fans that she do. You know what I'm saying? Certain, underlined things like that are sort of understood and shared. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I'm overanalyzing. I don't know. But yeah, just the way she carried herself, to me, a doctor of psychology specifically, they have more tools in the tool belt to handle a situation like that, and as opposed to doing it the way that she did in that situation. So again, I'm not at all surprised, but what did surprise me, and what wasn't on my bingo card, and it's never really on my bingo card, it's always like a out of nowhere, oh, okay, well, we're doing this. Amanda Sales entered the chat, and I want to stress this. This was unprovoked. Okay. No one said, Amanda, what do you think about this? No, this was not requested of her. She chose to speak on it, which she has the right to do. So no hate there, no problem there. The issue that seems to have happened is she getting backlash because she spoke out in defense of Cheyenne Bryant. And she made a crazy comparison, and I don't even want to spoil it. I want you to hear it straight from the lips of Amanda the Seals herself.
There's no match. I don't need to have some type of debate with Cheyenne Bryant. At the end of the day, for some reason, she felt like she needed to lie about credentials. I don't know why. I think part of the reason is because we live in a world where we act like credentials is what determines somebody's effectiveness across the board. And in some respects, it is absolutely necessary. And in her respect, it actually wasn't necessary for her to do the work that she does. That being said, I just don't care. I don't care. She was on my podcast and she was incredible. I don't care. I think it sucks, and I think it was not smart, and I think that at the end of the day, there are people who work really hard to get doctorates. There are also people who call themselves doctor when they get an honorary doctorate, and I don't think that's much different. I don't think it's much different. Maya Angelou was walking around calling herself Dr. Maya Angelou. She didn't complete a doctorate. Some university gave her a doctorate. Which university was it? Was it Spelman? I think it was Spelman. It's like faux rage to be like all up in arms about this one person.
Oh, everything about that argument just disturbs my spirit. And I need to still it. Let's start with the whataboutism. Let's start with the complete intellectual dishonesty and utter lack of acknowledging nuance here. So first, how in the dare to do drugs do you bring Dr. Maya Angelou's name up in this conversation? There is no comparison to make. First of all, Dr. Maya Angelou was an author and a poet. She was not seeing clients or anything like that. There's a difference between, which all of us understood, and it was no secret or question that her doctorate was honorary. She's an author and a poet. She's not someone who nobody knows to the level of Maya Angelou when she got her honorary doctorate, presenting themselves as a doctor with the title doctor who's having sessions with clients, clearly trying to suggest that she is a doctor, when in fact she's not. That type of doctor. You know which type. So that intellectual dishonesty is like, just come out and say you don't care because that's your friend and she did good on your podcast. But don't try to get mad or have a problem with people who have an issue with the fact that this woman lied. Also, you talk about faux outrage. Nobody seems to be outraged. As far as I can tell, she's just getting dragged on the internet and losing credibility, which is a symptom of lying about something, or consequence. But nobody seems to be outraged. So when you talk about, y'all got all this energy for this one person who did this one thing, like, don't try to deflect. Oh, y'all didn't come this hard for so-and-so. Really? That's what we doing with aboutism? Because that's your friend? I hate when people do that. People try to do the same thing with R. Kelly. Oh, you got these people over here doing this. Okay, so what's the argument? We shouldn't address one wrongdoing because there's someone else out there doing something worse? Is that the idea behind it? Oh, somebody broke in your house? Well, see, at the end of the day, people murdering people, so you gonna have to let that one slide. Like, what? What are we talking about? Like, that makes no sense. The argument makes no sense. The argument is only made when it's somebody that you don't agree with. I mean, when it's somebody that you're friends with, sorry. That's the only time that argument is made. It's never made when, with somebody that you don't rock with. Then it'll be stone them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just the inconsistency, the intellectual dishonesty. It's just like, Amanda, what are you doing? And I feel like, Amanda, you know better because you're clearly intelligent. So you know better. You know better. Just keep it real. Don't try to talk condescendingly to people that have an issue with it and are holding her accountable on social media. She's still out here on a book tour right now. So it's not really, I don't know if it's hurting her pockets, but you act like she's just being burned at the cross. It's not even that deep for you to get on the internet and then invite, which was your choice, invite this backlash your way. Nobody even asked you to chime in. Again, you have every right to do so, but no one requested that. You invited this backlash. And as I was sitting down to record this, I saw somebody post another live she had did. This time she ranting. She mad at the backlash she getting. You asked for this. Again, you have every right to speak your mind, but you saw what the consensus on the internet was. So you knew that when you spoke out about this, you were going to get backlash. You didn't go into this blind and confused and not expecting to receive this, because it was very clear what the online consensus was. So now it's making me wonder, was this just something to get her back in the headlines? I don't know. In a secondary rant, she goes on to talk about how she doesn't have this problem in real life. Amanda Seales says this. She just went to this event and she had this good old time and da 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 da. It's only online. Well, Amanda, I don't know about that, because you stay in some shit. And that's just me reporting the facts. Your name is always in something, and it's not always online. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, of course, in your daily life, you're not going to surround yourself with people that disagree with you. You know, then none of us do, really. So that's not really saying much. And she's talking about, she also mentions like how people are online giving opinions about stuff that's not based in fact. What's not based in fact? The fact of the matter is, this lady ain't no doctor. Her not being able to get her transcripts from parchment, that's what's not based in fact. So come on, stop trying to gaslight people and then get mad when they don't fall for the gaslighting. Would you consider that gaslighting? Trying to make people feel bad about simply just holding her accountable in a social media post or a like? Because that's really the extent of what I've seen happen. I'm not getting. Well, I don't know. Is maybe it's Amanda Seales triggered? Because I haven't even really seen Cheyenne Bryant really address it, at least online. She's tried to do a couple of interviews that have only made it worse for herself. She did one interview with this black reporter, and she was just like, look, why don't you drop that shit? That was you basically said. She said it more professionally than that, but she basically said, why don't you just drop that shit? Like, she kind of had this demeanor like coming out, you and I know, you ain't no doctor. She didn't say this. It was just implied by the way she asked the question. And I was like, yo, come on. And then she refused to answer. She gave another non-answer. And then so the reporter was like, all right. The reporter said sarcastically, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. And Cheyenne Bryant was like, I know that's not good. And the reporter was like, okay. She didn't even pick up on the sarcasm. And it's just like, again, I feel like a doctor of psychology would have been able to pick up on that. And I don't know, maybe she was trying to quote unquote own the moment. I don't know. Anyway, come on now. This lady was never a doctor. It was always clear to me. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant on her chain. Like, come on. I think she is a grifter. And somebody online said Cheyenne Bryant and Amanda Seales are peas in the same pod. And you know what? I see it. I see it. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't. I think they're both intelligent women. I think they're both extremely intelligent women. And I think their intelligence, at least for Cheyenne Bryant, is part of the reason that she's been able to sort of, in my opinion, kind of go on this grift, because think about what she's done. And it's a pretty smart plan, too, if I do say so myself. She trademarked Dr. Bryant, right? When you say clients, you can have clients in a number of different meanings and matters. It doesn't necessarily have to be medical, obviously. And when you have sessions, that could be anything, I guess, technically, any sort of meeting that you have with someone. And I don't know the legalities on that, but I would imagine that you could get away with calling those things whatever the case may be, just as long as you aren't making more specific terminology and definitions of what it's supposed to mean. So I feel like she, in a roundabout way, is suggesting that she is a doctor of that type, just with the terminology that she uses. Now, when it came to a lot of these social viral clips that were going around of her on these podcasts that she was calling sessions, when they were really just podcast appearances. she was sitting across from men who I think anybody could sit down and kind of break down what may be kind of problematic about the way they're going about things. Like, for instance, Cam Newton with 8 kids and wanting more. It's like, brother, do you have the time of the day for the 8 that you already got? And if you do, I mean, how many hours you get out the day? And how can I get more? Because what, like, that's, I don't know, but I don't know. It's possible. It is possible. Let me not exaggerate, but you being the celebrity figure that you are, that's when I'm like, okay, because I feel like that would need a full time. That'd be a full time job with 8. I don't know. Anyway, I ain't no father. Let me not speak on things that I do not know anything about. But I don't think it would take a genius to be able to kind of like assess that pattern of behavior. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like she's set down across from men like that. Nick Cannon's similar situation with the children. And because she's so articulate, she's able to break it down in a way that just sounds really good. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how she's been able to, and she's also a very pretty light-skinned woman. You know what I mean? She's got these factors working for her that allow her to kind of navigate these spaces. And I think give the illusion of knowledge that I question whether or not she necessarily has, but a simple fact. I have seen her own podcast and sort of get stumped and not be able to answer questions that were asked of her. And I think it takes a specific type of person that she avoids making appearances to. That sounded like a word jumble. I think it takes a specific type of, if she, like, for instance, if she's going to go on a podcast, I think it takes a specific type of podcaster that's going to push back. And I think that's the type of podcaster that she avoids because that's just kind of her realm. That's what her realm has been at this point. It's just podcast appearances and social, reality TV cameos from Dr. Bryant. I know she was also, there's that live podcast that happens, and I think that she's been on that before. I don't know. I don't think she was a regular participant, but I think she's been on that as well. I think I've seen some viral clips from that. But yeah, I just think that she's been sort of grifting her way through the situation, and she's finally getting called on it, and that's what happens. Shout out to all the Black women in psychology who worked hard and jumped through all of those hoops that they had to jump through to get those credentials and give back to particularly the Black community. And I noticed that a lot of the Black women in psychology were speaking, not even so much about the offense, but just about the potential harm they felt like that could do, like being out giving advice and seeing, patients or clients, quote unquote, when you don't have the proper training and education to be able to fully support them in whatever situation they might find themselves in. And they were gearing that towards the Black community specifically. I was like, that's just Black women. They are our nurturers, just like nature's nurturers. You know what I'm saying? Constantly giving the fuck when they don't even have to. And we love and appreciate it. Shout out to Black women. We love you. The lady ain't a doctor. Be warned. If you follow her from here on out, do so at your own risk. Let's keep it going. My spark it for this week. This week, I'm challenging myself to get myself back on a routine. It's hard to keep a routine. It is hard to keep a routine because I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes I'm just built in a way where I don't feel like it. And sometimes I don't feel like it. It just take over. It just wins. And I'm like, I don't feel like it. And I just don't. And it's a bad habit I've developed, and I need to get out of that. I think I'm going to try to download one of those apps where it's a habit creator, and you got to just check it off. And they got something that's like a little video game. I feel like such a child when I need some shit like that to get me started. Like, a habit tracker app, they've turned into a game. Every day you complete the habit, you get a coin. You get enough coins, you can fucking update the avatar or some shit. Yeah, sure. Anything. But yeah, I need to get myself back into a routine because I feel like right now I'm rushing to get shit done, and I want to be more on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm still getting it done, but I just want to be, not so pressing it because I get anxious. I don't like that. Nobody likes to be anxious. It's not a good feeling. So, yes, that's my Spark It challenge for this week is to get myself in a routine. With the routine comes a bedtime, and I don't like that either because I'm a night owl. Like right now, I don't even want to tell you what time it is. But yeah, I'm a night owl. So, uh, okay, this might be a 2-part Spark It. This might be my Spark It next week too. I'm gonna start with baby steps. I'm gonna start with I can't start now. Tomorrow, I'll start with a bedtime and getting up when my alarm tells me to. We gonna start there, and then the following week I'll do a routine. So you gotta put it in the attainable bite-sized pieces. You know what I mean? You can't just go for broke all at once. That used to be my problem. I used to try to do a full, like, okay, I started this day. I'm gonna hit a full routine. Pop, 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 pop. And maybe it should be a complete fucking mess. I've learned I need to build. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's my Spark It. It's gonna build. It's the 2-week one. So don't tell me I'm cheating because I said the Spark It is gonna be something different every week because there's always something new to be done and get done. So this is gonna be a 2-part. And with that, I'm gonna bid you adieu. I'm gonna jump straight into editing this so I can get this to the people. Once again, if you've watched at this point, I love you so much. Thank you so much for supporting, for being there. And please, again, if you haven't added us to your Spotify favorites, please do. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page, please do. And please recommend to a friend. But do me a favor, if you recommend to a friend, go back and rewind it to a funny part where like I made you laugh and then play that part. You gotta give them a hook. Or fast forward to this part. Hey friend, your friend recommended this podcast to you because they think you're a dope friend and they think you deserve this. So roll up and listen. Peace.
Come and smoke with me.